Hey guys, welcome to Tweak Fix. This is Vane. In this episode we're going to cover Borderlands 2. This won't be a conventional episode of Tweak Fix because normally we focus on degrading game graphics for a better frame rate. But for this episode, completely forget about degrading graphics because this time we're going to make this game look amazing and it's going to play at about 40 frames per second. This will be a very easy tweak that you can probably do in your sleep. So, let's get started with some before and after footage so that you guys can compare the difference for yourselves. For this part of the video, I'm using the same settings that I used for my gameplay featured in episode 8 of Radeon HD 3000 Gaming. You'll notice that there's nothing really special about this setup. It's obviously very low settings. Textures are all blurry and washed out, and there's practically no fine detail or effects to speak of. And the frame rate is roughly between 25 to 30 in this footage, but try to keep all of this in mind as we go forward. Now try to make a mental note of this image right here. Look at how washed out and muddy the texture on the Hyperion space station looks. Now just keep that in mind when we get to the next part of this video. As you can see here, it's the exact same settings that were used in episode 8 of Radeon HD 3000 Gaming. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the tweak gameplay. I don't even think I need to say much, do I? Kind of speaks for itself. But anyway, I basically overhauled the configuration file, as you can see. For starters, I cranked up the texture resolution to 4096, which is extremely high, but gives those textures that sharp look. And while I was tinkering with the configuration file, I also enabled DirectX 11 and FXAA as a gag, just to see how badly it would hurt the frame rate, but the joke was on me when it actually increased the frame rate. I am beyond puzzled by this, but not complaining, of course. There are only 4 things I disabled to provide a better frame rate, and they are dynamic lights, dynamic shadows, cell shading, and that cartoony black line that surrounds every object. But when you're playing with textures that look this good and DirectX 11 particle effects enabled, you're not going to miss them. But the best part of all of this is that I'm now getting 40 frames per second consistently. So basically with these higher settings, we're able to get a better frame rate than with the lowest settings. Try to figure that out. Don't worry, I can't either. Also, if you look at objects on the horizon, you'll notice they have a lot of detail. You might think this is because the draw distance is cranked up to high. No, not at all. In fact, the draw distance is still set to the lowest setting. I believe this may be because of the texture resolution being cranked up like it was. I think it may have overridden the draw distance. So, that's just my opinion. I'm not really sure, but again, not complaining. Alright, so enough gameplay footage for now. Let's go ahead and get our hands dirty, start the tweaking process. Alright, so go ahead and download Vane's Borderlands 2 Treasure Chest. Yeah, I know my file names are terrible, just bear with me. Anyway, so navigate to Documents, My Games, Borderlands 2, Willow Game, Config. And now we're going to go ahead and open up the file you downloaded in WinRAR. We're going to focus on willowengine.ini and simply drag and drop. And guess what? We're done. See? Told you this would be easy. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at the other files I included in that RAR file. I wanted to give you guys a special gift for all the awesome feedback and continued support I've been getting. So, do you like my wallpaper? This is what it can do. So I made a Borderlands 2 dream scene. And of course I included it in the RAR file as a gift to you guys. Just my way of saying thanks. And also, of course, I included instructions. And I sincerely hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks again. Also, you are going to need Windows 7 with Arrow enabled to use this dream scene. Just to let you know. It does automatically pause whenever you maximize a window. You can also manually pause it by right-clicking on your desktop and hitting pause. And just to demonstrate how to pause this, just like that. And that. Alright guys, stay tuned for some more tweaked gameplay footage. And for everybody that's been requesting it, yes, I now have a Facebook page. So feel free to check it out. The link is in the description. It'll also be provided at the end of the video. I'll be updating a lot on there. I'll be keeping you guys current on when my next uploads are coming. And maybe some bonus content. Who knows? Anyway, feel free to check it out. Like me on Facebook. Thanks a lot, guys, for all your continued support, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care, guys.
Blast the boom breaker bits. Mortal won't be happy to see his buzzer go up in smoke, so he'll take the elevator down to fight you. Oh, and after you blast Boombringer, don't look at the explosion. Just walk away from it. You'll look like such a badass.
That slap just blew up my buzzer without even looking at the explosion! But I ain't scared! I'm coming down and you're gonna die!
Sounds like you can take the elevator down. Feel free to kill Mortar on your way up.